Today we're going to talk about making sure we're ready to get our maximum tax refund when 30 June comes around, which is less than a month in front of us. Hi, I'm Jeff Banks, the founder of Banks Consultancy, not your ordinary accountants. And today I want to talk to you about some very simple measures that can ensure not only your maximum refund, but be able to get the refund as early as possible. It's interesting, we look after the tax affairs of a lot of property investors, as well as clients who use property as a basis of their businesses. Most, if not all, are very focused on their cash flow because without cash flow, it's very difficult to achieve your goals. Once a year, there is a source of income that all taxpayers have the chance to access, and that is your tax refund. But because we are dealing with the taxman, a lot of people shudder and wince at the thought of dealing with their tax return. With us being a month out from the 30th of June, there are some questions we can answer now that not only could put us in a position to do our tax return on July 1, but also legitimately enhance the tax refund that we may be entitled to. Now, I suspect not everyone can be ready on the 1st of July, but if at least we have considered, contemplated and attended to what might have been loose ends, we can be as ready as early as possible to get our accountants working on achieving that refund and placing it exactly where it deserves to be, and that is in our pockets. The first question is, did I purchase a property during the year? If so, where that property is a commercial or perhaps a residential property that's less than 15 years old, have I engaged a quantity surveyor to prepare my depreciation report to enhance my non-cash tax deductions that I will be able to claim? If I've developed or purchased a new property, have I got the right building report from the builder or developer to make sure my depreciation deduction is easily ascertainable? Have I also got the settlement sheet available to glean the rates and the levies and all those other adjustments that appear on that sheet that I will need to claim in my tax return? Secondly, most managing agents prepare a summary of rents received and expenses incurred under their control for the year. It would be prudent at this time of the year to make sure that this is going to happen because not all agents do the summary. If your accountant has to spend time collating 12 rent statements times the number of properties that you have, the bill to do your tax return may end up being significantly higher than if you had a summary sheet to start with. Thirdly, let's have a look at your interest deductions. Is it possible to prepay the interest on our loan for up to 12 months, and more importantly, does our cash flow allow us to do it? Be careful, as some lenders do not allow prepayment of interest, and all you'll be doing is reducing the borrowed amount and perhaps losing future interest tax deductions. Fourthly, is it also possible to prepay things like our rates or our levies and some of those other costs to bring forward the deduction from next year into this year? You might also look at whether any repairs need to be effected in this year rather than next year, bringing forward the tax deduction and enhancing any refund that we may well receive. As with any of these strategies, it might be worth talking to your accountant to ensure that the prepayment of expenses, or if you're lucky enough to be able to defer income, is not done to the point where there is a detriment to your overall situation. People like to think that the busiest time for accountants is July to October, where people are seeking their refunds in the shortest possible time. But for proactive accountants like Banks Consultancy, because we are talking to all our business and all our property investor clients at this time of the year, we are really busy making sure that everybody is able to have their plans in place to reap their greatest reward. That's it for me for this week, and I'm looking forward to sitting down and talking with as many clients as possible between now and June 30, making sure everyone's in a position where their tax liabilities are not only fully understood, but if they're expecting a refund, that they'll be ready for lodgement as soon as possible and will have enhanced the refund, and it will be in the best possible way. I'm Jeff Banks from Banks Consultancy, and we are not your ordinary accountants.